Hello and welcome to Artwork Appreciation Hour. My name is Gibi and today we are going to be appreciating the artwork of Christian Weston Chandler. I am of course speaking in a British accent because British people are famous and I'm going to stop doing it now because I lost it. I'm really bad at accents. As you can see, I have some Chris Chan artwork of my own here. This is not actually drawn by Chris. It's also not drawn by me because I can't draw. This one's one of my favorites. My actual favorite is actually in the frame behind me. It's been there for a couple of weeks now. I also like this one. It's kind of terrifying. These were drawn for me by a fan. Anyway, we're actually going to be talking about actual artwork actually made by the actual Chris Chan. Now, these technically don't count as letters, but apparently Chris has been in contact with the Praters. You might remember the Praters as the group of teenage and college-age students who decided that they wanted to profit off of Chris. Apparently, they're still talking to him even though he's in jail, and he's been sending them jail-drawn artwork for them to sell on the official Chris Chan Etsy page. So those are what we're going to be looking at. I'm going to be reading the description. This is all cataloged on the Quickie, so of course I want to thank the Quickie. Really just is the only thing that allows me to do my job in general. But yeah, I want to thank the Quickie for cataloging all this information, so I'm going to be reading the description underneath all of these pieces of artwork, and then I'm going to be showing them off to you. So the description for this first piece of artwork reads, "This authentic Chris Chan prison art was drawn while Christine was being incarcerated in Orange County Jail. This piece depicts Sonichu calling on the power of the Chaos Emeralds to merge dimensions and save the peoples of all dimensions from rapture. He prays to Mama Jesus Christ Chan for strength, as we all do. This frame piece is autographed and drawn on a piece of country jail scrap paper." It's probably supposed to say county jail. Wow, good job, Gibby. That's really insightful commentary right there. So here's a drawing Chris made. Sonichu looking at the Chaos Emerald. "The servers are the 7 Chaos. Chaos is power. Power enriched by the heart. The controller serves to unify the chaos." Sonichu is saying that. "I pray to Mama Jesus Christ Chan this works. Cyan Master Emerald of our Quickville, I need you and the other 6 Master Emeralds to save both Earth's peoples." Both Earth's peoples. No, that's correct. Although he had to, looks like he was originally writing 7 and had to change it to 6. It's good that Chris is actually drawing stuff in jail. That's a good creative use of his time, as opposed to writing his crazy letters. Ha. Now we're going to look at the second piece of Chris's artwork, which is called The Universe's Core. This piece was drawn by Christine Weston Chandler while incarcerated in Orange County Jail. Titled The Universe's Core, it depicts Rosie and Christine in her supreme Sonichu form, melding energies with the center of the universe. The core itself is depicted as an eye-like structure, diffusing life-sustaining energy to all creatures and peoples. Christine states that her energies come from the core, and such energies can only be conducted through deep meditation. This piece is framed, inked, signed, and drawn on a piece of prison scrap paper. So this is actually new lore. We didn't know that Chris's powers came from the eye at the center of the universe. Doesn't specify which universe, of course. You say this was Rose Chew? This doesn't look like Rose Chew. It looks like a Rose Chew, but I've never seen, like, the prime Rose Chew wear this kind of dress before. New lore, though. I'm not going to find insightful things to comment about all these pictures. It's really just to show off the art. This piece was drawn while Christine Chandler was being held in Orange County Jail. The art shows Chris Chan's loving wife, Rose Chew the Hedgehog, defeating a robot, as any good wife should. Rose Chew is not Chris Chan's wife. Rose Chew is Sonichu's wife. Chris Chan has a couple wives, like Sylvana and Crizel, but not Rose Chew, and this one is clearly Rose Chew. This is bad lore. The Praters suck. Text at the head of the page reads, "Hi, Rosie Rose Chew here. Welcome to my podcast. Today we are showing you how to destroy Eggman's robots. Step 1, slice." The drawing is framed and autographed. And obviously I'm not going to read out the exact same text again, but if you look at the picture, we can see something that brings me back to the good old days of the Sonichu comics. Rose Chew has a very neutral expression on her face after just destroying one of Eggman's big robots. Imagine getting Chris Chan lore wrong when you're trying to make it your job. Haha, I would never. This drawing was made while Christine was being held in Orange County Jail. This pen-on-paper masterpiece features Sonichu doing one of his most powerful moves, Chaos Control. Christine intended to capture the power of the move through the aura drawn around Sonichu, radiating energy. This framed picture is autographed, authentic, and drawn on prison scrap paper. And we, of course, get, this isn't Sonichu, this is Magi-chan. You can tell because he's wearing a vest. Even though he's not colored in, it's all black and white. No, this is Magi-chan. This is not Sonichu. Did they communicate with Chris at all? Chaos Control's a real Sonic the Hedgehog thing. Yeah, I'm not going crazy. This is Magi-chan. Huh. Weird. Again, keep in mind, the Quickie is not getting this information wrong. They're copying this from the Praters. So the Praters are getting their descriptions wrong. This art piece was created while Christine was still incarcerated in Orange County Jail. The drawing depicts Christine descending from heaven in her goddess form, all-powerful and all-knowing. She dispenses her knowledge in divine retribution. Let the trolls tremble. We were told to say this. So Chris tells them to say, let the trolls tremble, but doesn't tell them the difference between Magi-chan and Sonichu. This piece is framed and autographed. It's also folded into fourths, and it has some color. An art piece created by Christine Weston Chandler while incarcerated. A description and title have been provided via letter by Christine. You'd better have faith and believe it. That's the title of the image. Resting a hand on a chaos rainbow, Jesus Christ Chan admires the view of both Earths that make up the one Earth of Universe 1C211987. As you may say, along with the other gods and goddesses she works with, she's got the whole world in her hand. Well said. One thing to keep in mind about Chris's artwork that he's drawing in jail is that it's definitely not traced, and he's not using reference images. Because he's in jail and he can't. So this pose, this anatomy that the Chris Chan version of Sonichu has right here is straight from Chris's mind, which is really insightful, because previously it was unknown how much Chris traced or used reference images for, but the fact that he can get a drawing this good, and yes, I know it's weird to call this good, but this is actually good, especially for Chris, that's very insightful into his drawing process and his actual talents. This, yeah, I don't know. This is a good piece of artwork. It's kind of weird that he can't get the little rainbow that he's sitting on to be, straight, but that he can draw Sonichu perfectly like that. Chris Chan Sonichu, sorry. I unironically like this one. This image is called Happiness Can Still Be a Hug Away. I'm going to level with you here. This is the most depressing drawing I feel Chris has ever made. I'd keep it if I could, but Christine has demanded it be sold so that I can continue funding her love of vending machine grape Fanta. This artwork is depressing. It's been a long road, and now we're here. Here's a curt description provided by Christine via a letter. Happiness can still be a hug away, featuring Sonichu Prime and Jesus Christ Chan Sonichu. Simple as it gets to enjoy the comfort of your loved ones in a simple hug, and a bit of soul bonding. The price is high, as my soul has been sold to Sonichu. This is the only way I'll ever afford to get it back. And then we see a spotlight coming down from heaven, highlighting Chris on his knees, hugging Sonichu. Happiness can still be a hug away, even if you're hugging yourself. Aww. It's dated May 6th of this year. I noticed last time when we were going through Chris's letters that for some reason he keeps writing the year 2022 with the second 2 backwards, so that the year 20 and then the number 2 make a heart shape. So that's why down here the 1-2 is backwards. But yeah, this one is nice too. I actually like these last 2. Obviously, on a personal level, I am against anything that gives Chris Chan money because it creates a conflict of interest. I'm someone who covers Chris's antics and stories, and I get, money from doing that. So doing anything that would increase Chris's continued works, continued fame, continued misadventures is a conflict of interest for me. So I could never do anything that would give Chris money for these pictures, as much as I feel something in my cold dead heart looking at that image. This is a piece of artwork done by Christine Weston Chandler while incarcerated. The following is a description and title written by Christine, provided via letter. Wild and Punchy in flight. Here you go. Here's Wild Sonichu jumping high off the ground with his leaf tail, and using it to glide and fly sky high as he likes to sometimes. More often, he feels his grassy roots on the ground. It should be a felony in Virginia not to own this beautiful piece. I got nothing except for the fact that Punchy Sonichu flies the same way that Knuckles does. Granted, it's also the same way that Superman flies, so I don't know if that's really saying much. Yo, look at the perspective on this. This is something else. A piece of gel art created by Christine Weston Chandler. A description has been provided by her via letter. Flash Zap. Inspired in part by Snoopy as Flash Beagle as he flashed... What? Snoopy is... Snoopy... Chris's dog? Snoopy the Flash Beagle. I guess that's a new Sonichu character. As he flash danced in a most iconic classic Peanut special. Yet this bar and grill exists in Quickville, Virginia, and I personally do possess a great number of most energetic and vibrational dance moves. She steps out on the floor without making a sound. Then she starts hearing the beat. You would think the floor is moving the way she's moving her feet. She's a champion. She's the best. Impossible to tame. People say that she's obsessed. Listen to her name. They call her Jesus. 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 Jesus Christ Jan. It should be noted that the last S in Jesus is stylized as a lightning bolt in her letter. It's only a little sacrilegious. But yeah, actually, I really like this picture. It looks like he's wearing a medallion, so this might be Chris, and the letter obviously implied that it was Chris. Maybe Flash Zap Bar and Grill is owned by the anthropomorphic form of Snoopy the Beagle. Obviously, we know that Chris's dog Patty became a Sonichu character after her death. So I guess Snoopy is also a Sonichu character. That god sure can bust a move. Okay, so this is Chris. This is Chris dancing on the dance floor in Flash Zap Bar and Grill. I don't know, there's just a lot of detail in this one. This artwork was done by Christine Weston Chandler while incarcerated. A description has been provided by her via letter. A prayer of Angelica Rosechew. A holy and divine moment as Angelica in her neo-spiritual Christianity church prays for the safety and well-being of all from Universe 1218's Earth, who are collectively shifting to the recombined Earth in Universe 1C211987. In case it needs explaining, because this is always someone's first Chris-Chan video, Chris believes that there's a fictional universe out there where all fictional characters live that used to be part of our universe. It is Universe C197. We are Universe 1218. He believes that we are merging together to form Universe 1C9, whatever he just said. And so in the very near future, we will all be in a combined Earth that has creatures from fictional stories as well as real people. And of course, he is the Jesus and the God of that world. I pray for the good health, safety, and well-being of all who are shifting to our humble universe's Earth in our Lord and God's second coming. May ye all be blessed. Amen. I thought for a second that this was a peace sign, but he spelled it wrong. And she has her shoes off. That's so considerate of her. This artwork was created by Christine Weston Chandler while incarcerated. The following description was provided by her via letter. Sonichu Prime and Rosie Rosechew Prime's first visit to a village of wild Sonichus and Rosechews in 2004. This is a first for Sonichu and Rosie, as back in 2004 they were guided to a distant community of Sonichus and Rosechews in the wilderness. The distant community of the wild Sonichu and Rosechew Pokemon are a clothing-optional society. Most of them within are regular Sonichus and Rosechews. Off-camera in this particular village are elders who wear full-body clothing, also the leader of this small colony. Artist/chronicler's note, drawing this felt like drawing a Smurf village. Wow, look at them. What a diverse group. You got the really thick forest in the background, and you got carts and bushels, kids running around, people talking, coming out of little houses. Again, there's a very, very cute image. Lots of detail. These works of art are more detailed than anything that Chris would put in Sonichu. Because in these Sonichu comics, they're, all of his drawings are just one panel in massive comic books, whereas each of these pieces of art are drawings onto themselves. And so I think that that's an explanation for why they're better than his usual output. Also, he has, as much time as he wants in jail. I don't know why he needed to specify clothing was optional, because, clothing's optional in Sonic. Sonic doesn't wear clothes. Except for his shoes. Obviously, Sonic wears shoes. This artwork was created by Christine Weston Chandler while incarcerated. A description has been provided via letter. How sweet it is to be soul bonding with you. A simple piece featuring Magichan and I as we soul bond together in a most enlightening and euphoric feeling, like flying throughout the cosmos freely. Some people had speculated, myself included, whether or not soul bonding meant sex or if it was purely a spiritual thing. Some people theorized it might come from a Rick and Morty episode where soul bonding was like a metaphor for sex with a magical dragon. But if this is Chris's actual depiction of soul bonding, then all they're doing is holding hands and sharing aura and doing something spiritual. In the past, in one of Chris's letters, he said that him and Barb, his mother, did not have sex, and that they instead just soul bonded. So if that's to be taken seriously as his actual description of events, then he was not, in fact, confessing to their affair. And the last piece of artwork, as of right now, this artwork was created by Christine Weston Chandler while incarcerated. A description has been provided via letter. From Ruckersville to Quickville, the Sonichu Temple's relocation. Consider this a premonition piece, as the Sonichu Temple shall be relocated between the Quickville Basilicom and Angelica Rosechew's church. And yes, One of the 8 Master Emeralds, the cyan one, is located in Quickville, Virginia. Now this is the artwork that's more akin to what I would expect from Chris Chan. So you got a river, and then you got a little dam, and there's a central park, and this is 14 Brunchland Court. Actually, no, sorry. 14 Brunchland Court is Sonichu's address. 14 Branchland Court is, of course, Chris's. And you got other houses, little pavilion in the background. The Basilicom, I believe, is a reference to Hyperdimension Neptunia. It's like the church in their weird spiritual religion. And, of course, Angelica Roseju's church is another spiritual thing. Maybe this isn't a river. Maybe this is just a road, and that this is the sidewalk. That also makes way more sense. And I believe that Chris is using these to be skyscrapers in the background. So, like, there's just a city, like, right there. But Chris still lives in a modest suburban home, even in his wildest fantasies. That's all the artwork that Chris has drawn in jail. I will be updating you on his letters very shortly. If you'd like to see those videos, make sure that you like this video and subscribe. I'm going to make the video regardless of whether you like it, but, you know, you should probably subscribe and ring the bell if you want to see it. You can also follow me on Twitter at GiBi_Devin, and if you like Tales of Chris Chan, maybe you'll enjoy my other series, Week in Weird, where I talk about other humorous events and individuals. Or maybe you'll like my Absurd series, where I talk about other humorous events and individuals. That's basically all I do. And also, if you follow my Twitter, then you'll hear me talking about myself. And I am, of course, an absurd individual.